Hello and welcome. Today is May 12th, 2026, and today is Trailer Tuesday. I'm your host, Xolo Q. I'm a Xolo Eats Quaintly Reaper and Guide to the Underworld. And on today's stream, I will be reacting to the trailers you guys suggested. I also added in a couple of trailers because there really wasn't that many submissions today, so I was like, all right, cool. I guess I'll get to add some for free. So I added a couple just to buff the numbers a bit, but don't worry, everything else has been added. But yeah, I feel a lot better this week than I did last week. As far as the horrible cough I was experiencing, I think I figured out the root cause of that cough, and it might have been medication related. So hopefully, that is the end of that, but we will see as time goes on. I still have a couple of moments here and there where I cough a little bit, but hopefully it won't be too bad. I think I'll be fine today. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, by the way, I posted today the video for my first Winrose build showcase, essentially. And that video will be out for everyone on Thursday. But it's already out for members. So if you're already a member on the YouTube channel, you have early access to that. So, yep, I try to give you like an extra day in between so you get a little bit of extra benefit, I guess. And then, of course, it'll come out on Thursday. So hopefully you guys like it. I put in about 8.5 hours building that thing. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but I think it came out pretty well for the most part. But yeah, that's kind of been the whole situation with that. And of course, I'm not sure what I'm going to build next, or if I'm going to continue making these builds for Winrose. We'll see how this first video, we'll see how that goes and how you guys like that. And if you guys like the format and stuff, great. And if not, I might have to make some changes, but we will see. Hello, Musica Musa. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? Hello. Oh, and over the weekend, I was also playing a ton of Dead as Disco, and I've been practicing, guys. Practicing. Now, I'm not an expert. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert, but I've improved significantly, and that's enough for me. But yeah, we're gonna do Trailer Tuesday. We haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, I think. I think 2 weeks ago we did like a Trailer Thursday, I think, but I don't quite remember. Anyway, yeah, so the plan for this week is Trailer Tuesday today. Tomorrow I'll be playing Dead as Disco, and then on Thursday we're going to be playing the 1.0 launch of Hotel Architect. So I'm super excited for that. No hit runs coming soon. Maybe for Dead as Disco, maybe. I think eventually I will get to the point where that is feasible, but it's hard. It's really hard. I'm working on it, okay? It's in the works. But yeah, super excited. Anyway, we have a few different trailers today. We have the Royal Highlands, I guess it's kind of like a mini announcement trailer, kind of. Haven't seen it yet, but it came out, I think today. I think today is when this patch came out. I haven't been playing Palia lately, so I don't have it downloaded, and I was just kind of like, I don't feel like playing it right now. I have a lot of catching up to do too. Like, I didn't quite finish all the stuff in the other zone, and I'm not sure if that's a prerequisite for this new stuff. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But regardless, I just wasn't in the mood to play Palia today, I'm gonna be honest. I'm in a very different kind of mood. A mood for a Trailer Tuesday, that is. So yeah. Hello, Xeno Deity. Hello, Majin Droider Rinsu. Hello, Reaction Reviewer. And hello, What Did You Do? Welcome to the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, we're gonna get started here. If I finish early, because there's not that many requests. If I finish early, what I might do is I might actually bust out Rift, maybe. I don't know. I haven't been practicing Rift as much because I've been playing Dead as Disco, so it's kind of like, You know, I feel like what I end up doing with my rhythm games is I'll really hyper focus on a single one for a while, and then I'll switch back to something else. Like I even haven't opened up Rhythm Stones in a hot minute, and I mean the only thing that sucks with Rhythm Stones is that they haven't had an update in like I think 3 years now, 4 years almost. So I don't know, like, is it bad that like part of me is just wondering like what the heck are they doing? Like, are they gonna finish the game? Because like Malavity has finished other games in the meantime and they're wonderful. I actually really like them. So I'm like, why aren't you finishing the main game that like got me to find you? I don't know. Oh well, it is what it is. You know, a girl can dream, I guess. All right, let's get right into it. And then, well, actually, you know what? I don't know what I'll do afterward if I do finish early. I think I'll let you guys decide maybe. Because originally I was thinking, you know, I'll play Rift, but, you know, because I'm playing Dead as Disco tomorrow. But if you want me to play Dead as Disco instead, I'll be more than happy to hop on that too. So you guys let me know. Think about it, okay? Let it marinate in your mind in the meantime. All right, here we go. So we got Palia, the Royal Highlands, available now. Are the cards show me the way? Exactly. See, Blue Eyes Dark Magician gets it. Also, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. All right, here we go. Oh, I didn't read the description. Welcome to the Royal Highlands. New adventure zone. There's a new adventure zone, new mysteries, horses, and a suspiciously handsome new villager who definitely knows more than he's telling you. The Royal Highlands expansion is available now. All right, cool. Let's check it out. Well, that was fast, but it was nice. Enjoyable. I don't think I saw anything new there, maybe? I don't know. It wasn't as extensive as the other trailer, but it was still nice. I think what I really like is how, like I said before, the horses can be bred to have certain characteristics and traits. I love that they added that system to the horses like from the start. So now it looks like you're able to kind of do that. But I don't know. It might be time for me to return to Palia maybe sometime later this month. There are some other releases that I was looking at that I have my eye on. So for example, Paralives is coming out, I believe, in 2 weeks or something like that. Hold on, let me check my calendar. My trusty calendar, who lies to me every once in a while, but it's okay. It's not on purpose, I hope. Let's see. Yeah, Hotel Architect comes out this Thursday, and then Paralives comes out on the 25th. That is Memorial Day, actually. Interesting. You best believe I'm gonna be playing Paralives. And of course, in early June, we have Witchspire coming out on the 10th. That's another survival game, but it's like you play as a witch, essentially. It's a little different. Now that mounts are in, they think you will release other mount types. If I had to guess, I think they're probably gonna keep the horses for a while. And I excuse me. And if they do add any other mount types, it wouldn't surprise me if they're paid. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I assume that the horses are just like the default thing, and if they add any other mounts or something, it might, like, for example, like if you get maybe, I don't know, a Pegasus or a Kelpie or something, I can imagine that being probably a paid skin or something. But maybe that's just, I mean, I'm just speculating. I really don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they have like other kinds of mounts, but they're like paid for. But I don't know. We'll see. I would like a magical type creature. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like a dragon or something. That'd be nice. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, the next one. By the way, guys, if any of you have any like requests for games for me to check out, possibly for mid to late June, we do have a gaping hole of time where there's no like releases that I have on my calendar. Because the other release that comes out after Witchspire would be Moonlight Peaks. If you guys don't remember, Moonlight Peaks was the game I played on stream last year, I think it was, where you play as a vampire. It's kind of like, think of like Stardew Valley, but you play as a vampire, and the day-night cycle is kind of reversed for you. That's basically it. And you can use magic on your plants and stuff. It's pretty cool. At least I really like the demo, so I'm hoping that the final is really nice, but we'll have to see, of course. Yeah, so let's move on to Hotel Architect 1.0 launch trailer. Let's see what kinds of things we get here. Check-in opens for Hotel Architect on May 14th. Let's see. Step into the shoes of a hotel owner as you design, build, and manage a live operation that reacts to your choices, requires meticulous planning, and demands attention to detail. Hotel Architect is the ultimate hotel construction tycoon management game, which gives you complete creative freedom, but not without consequences. All right, here we go. Let the check-in begin. Oh yeah, so it looks like we're getting, I think, like 2 new maps or something like that. So that's kind of cool. A lot of these mechanics we saw when we played earlier. And it's your hotel staff. Oh my god, did they just... What? What happened there? Did the wine just, like, move on its own? Okay, hold on. Let's see. We gotta see that again. What? They were they just clumsy? What happened? Oh, that's bad. They should be immediately fired. If I saw that in my hotel, I would immediately fire them. That is crazy. Wow. Remember, the guest is always right. Oh yeah, they actually fired her. Oh no. That's crazy. So this feature here, and you guys probably noticed in the very beginning, the first 2 guests that walked into the hotel lobby, they were standing really close together. There's this new thing now where, like, you can check in couples. So that's kind of cool. And the thing about the couples is that I was reading in, I think there was something that I think was like in the Q&A. I don't remember if it was the Q&A or if it was the written stuff that came out with this video, but basically they were saying that the couples, they'll arrive if you have at least either 2 beds in the same room or 1 double bed in a single room, if that makes sense. And when they check in and stuff, they'll prefer to do activities together. So my guess is that it's probably going to be something like, you know, if they go to the bar, they go to the bar together. If they go swimming, they go swimming together. If they sunbathe, they'll do that together. So I'm really curious to see if couples are going to be like a different class or a different kind of guest, or if couples are going to be just like an added trait to guests. I don't know how they're going to handle that, but that's interesting. Oh. Hell yeah. Oh, I thought there was more. Is there? I think that's it. I think so. Yeah, I just want to make sure there's not like a weird cutscene at the end or something. But yeah, it says 1.0 out now, which is weird because I'm pretty sure 1.0 isn't out for like 2 days. So, because it says May 14th. So the fact that this is out now is kind of weird, but I assume it's going to be that, you know, by the time people actually watch this, they're going to be like, oh, it's out, you know? So I guess it's true, except for like 2 days. But yeah, interesting. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, my plan is to play this on Thursday for the 1.0 launch. We're gonna, you know, kind of see if there's like little changes and stuff. Obviously, I only played the game I think like once on the channel, I want to say. But I still have the game downloaded. I am still, you know, I actually played a lot more of the game off stream, so I have like a little bit more understanding of the mechanics and stuff. And it's still chaotic, so it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to laugh at my horrible hotel that probably should be closed and put out of business, feel free to watch Thursday's stream, I guess. All right, next we have Subnautica 2 Early Access Cinematic Trailer. Subnautica 2 is an underwater survival adventure game set on an all-new alien world. It is the next chapter in the Subnautica universe, developed by Unknown Worlds. Driven from your home by ongoing conflict, Altera offers you the chance at a new life. But as the colony ship Cicada shepherds you and your fellow pioneers to your new home, something goes awry. The ship's AI insists that your mission should continue. Stranded and faced with the near insurmountable odds, you must do everything in your power to survive. The future of humanity on this world is in your hands. And Subnautica 2 enters early access on May 14th, so that's also on Thursday, at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. All right. So, if I remember correctly, I thought there was some kind of... Okay, maybe you guys know this, but I could have sworn there was some kind of, like, lawsuit or something going on with this game in the background. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I vaguely remember hearing about some kind of, like, legal action or some craziness happening in the background. If anyone knows anything about that, just like fill me in, because I honestly don't remember. So I could be thinking about a different game. Yeah, the one involving AI too. What? Okay, that's interesting. Hello Spidey, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, let's continue. Uh-oh. They upset something. That can't be good. I feel like there's always that one guy causing chaos and not even knowing. Oh. So it looks like there's going to be like ship pods and stuff. I've never played Subnautica, so the only thing I know is that it's like underwater. That's the only thing I know about the game. I'll try and find spider related games for the Gap. No, Spidey. No, don't do that. Anything but that, please. God. Yeah, but for this, so it's kind of like, I guess like a underwater like mini pod thing. Is that a thing in the game already, like in Subnautica, or is this like a new feature? Like I'm curious. Anyone who plays the game. Oh man. Oh, that does not look good. We kind of look like jellyfish. Very good visually. I just assume this is, yeah, this is like a cinematic trailer, so I don't know. I'm kind of curious about the gameplay. Yeah, so I mean, like I said before, I don't know much about Subnautica, but Subnautica 2 looks nice. The trailer looks good. I don't really have any complaints there. It's definitely interesting to see them add like aquatic stuff with like, I don't think that the first game had like aliens, right? Like it was just regular aquatic stuff, I think. What the chat says. What does the chat say? Or do you mean the comments? Let's see what the comments say. That's a good question. All right, let's see. Too much water, IGN. I hope they bring water back in this one. Wow. This trailer matches 9 out of 9 preconditions for simulating excitement in humans. I'm hydrophobic, IGN. Wow. Dev said they want to add proximity chat. Can't wait to hear my friend's muffled scream from a giant clam and vice versa. Wow. Loved how they perfectly depicted the absolute lack of situational awareness some of us are definitely going to experience with our friends in this game. Friends in quotes. Ooh. 500 Leviathan class organisms. I'm so happy Subnautica is back on track after all the problems they were having. See, the Crafton logo was gone. This is at 203. Yeah, the Crafton logo is gone. It just says Unknown Worlds. Interesting. What are people saying with that? Nature is healing. Oh my god. Subnautica trailers always slap. Every Subnautica player felt that bump and knows 20% of their CMOT's HP was lost in an instant. I was at 56. Oh. Interesting. Let's see. Can't wait for Jacksepticeye to play Subnautica 2. You have reached immeasurable levels of peak. Are you sure whatever you're doing is worth it? Didn't like fish in the water. IGN. Why is everyone bringing up IGN? Did they like talk shit about this game or something? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, then again, who takes IGN seriously for like reviews? They honestly like. I feel like IGN is probably one of the least credible like reviewers you could possibly go to for anything. Like, and I'm saying that very like generally, because even games that I really like, they'll be like, eh, and I'm like, what do you mean, eh? What do you mean, eh? What is that? Like, what are you talking about? You know. This is part of the reason why I make reviews myself for some games. I'm just like, I just don't trust the IGN to be a good review. Or even one that, like, I wouldn't even say that is just good, but just like, I don't know, it just feels kind of lackluster. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they didn't really play the game. But that's just me. Can't wait to see Ken spend 700 plus hours to go to whatever that thing at the end was. Oh god. The Council of Bladderfish will be waiting for Ken to embark on his next big journey. I don't know who Ken is. Aw shit, here we swim again. Oh my god. There's always a bigger fish. Oh my god. Situational awareness of a game journalist? Damn. That's brutal. Wow. They used to have staff that were gamers turned journalists. Now they have journalists pretending to game. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. Let's see. 2 weeks to buy all of the ultra absorbing plants I can get my hands on. Wow. Are we underwater? Yes. All right. That's all I needed to know. Every game needs to be early access nowadays. Yeah, you know, well, I'm not gonna say it's true, but I've seen a lot of really good outcomes because games went early access. um I would even say that there's even some rare scenarios where you don't expect early access to actually be somewhat a good thing. I think a good example of that is actually like Inzoi. Because like if you look at Crafton, a lot of people knock on Crafton for one reason or another, and whatever. But with Inzoi, when they released it into early access, people were like skeptical. They're like, you know, why should I pay, for this if it's not finished and blah blah blah. But to me, it made sense because there's not a whole lot of competition in the life sim, the life sim genre, right? So for them to enter that space and like do their research and get feedback is critical, essentially. So just seeing how they've taken community feedback and actually implemented a lot of the features that people were asking for, and kind of address a lot of those concerns, like that is like very comforting. But with a company as large as Crafton, you can't really, like, there's gonna be rotten parts and there's gonna be parts that are very nice, but there's gonna, it's kind of like Tencent, right? Like Tencent, you have so many subsidiaries under Tencent. You have all these like companies that are maybe subsidiaries, or you'll have companies that Tencent invests in but they don't own. So like a good example of that would be something like Stunlock, for example. Like Tencent had a nice amount of ownership, if that makes sense, or percentage ownership in the company. Another example would be something like, I hate to use an example, but like Riot Games, right? Like Riot, over the years, they've grown to such a large company now, compared to where they first started, with the help of Tencent. It wasn't always, like this, but, the investment goes a long way. So I think it really depends on, the teams that are kind of getting these investments to be able to figure out like how they're going to navigate it in a way that's appropriate for them as a team. And it's really nice and refreshing to see it work out sometimes, but like I said, there's going to be some parts of it that are not so great. There's going to be plenty of room for criticism. So I get it. Let's see. Lots of concerns can be addressed when they have early access. Exactly. Yeah, and that's why I really like playing early access games, because you get to be part of the process when it comes to improving the game. So like a good example of that would be V Rising, right? So V Rising was, I want to say, like one of the first, not the first, but it was one of the first early access games I ever played. And at first I was like, I don't know about early access, I gotta really think about that, right? But the reason why I decided to kind of go down this like early access and indie rabbit hole is because of cost. So there was a time in my life, somewhat recently even, where I was so broke that any game I bought was a serious decision. It was like, what some people would look at like a $70 game and they'd sweat a little, be like, I don't know, I just gotta make sure I really want it. For me, that's how I felt about $30 games. When you get to the point where you're like really struggling and every game that you buy is like a rare treat, right? Then you really have to decide what you're going to put together and what you're going to play, right? So another example I think of a game that has done really well through the early access phase is Power World. Anyone who hasn't played Power World lately, I know they've been pretty quiet. I know they're getting ready to release a 1.0 launch. I don't think they've announced when that launch will be. I assume it's probably going to be sometime near the end of the year at this point, because the fact that they haven't like announced anything as far as like the actual time or date or whatever, to me tells me it's gonna be a little bit of time, maybe. I don't know. I want to be ready for that 1.0, but I just don't know what to expect at this point. you're gonna buy Palworld when it's on sale again, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Palworld is a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of another game that was really good for early access. Or actually, you know what? Another game that has gotten a lot, and I know people are gonna hate me for bringing up this game, right? But another game that I feel like has really benefited a lot from the early access feedback is Nightingale, actually, because when Nightingale first came out, it was a hot mess. It was so bad, guys. I literally was just like, I'm done. I shelved it and I said, I'll come back when they fix the game. And then they came out with Realms Rebuilt, which was like a whole rework to the game, and it was like 10 times better. And I still to this day believe that if it had released in the current state it's in now, the game would be thriving, but it didn't. So, you know, mistakes are made. And then of course there, what was it? Inflection, who worked on that game, because of the failure of the initial launch of Nightingale and the lack of popularity, they've had to resort to working on other people's games in order to pay the bills in the meantime, right? So the Conan Exiles enhanced release that just came out, they actually worked on. So it's things like that that, you know, really suck sometimes, like how they have to kind of like go through a super slow process. And based on their last update, it doesn't sound like they're ready to release any major content update or anything like that anytime soon. So I really don't know what to expect from that game, but what I will say is that it's in its current state, for the price that I paid for it, I feel like it was worth. I got easily, how many hours? Let me check. It's my third most played game on Steam. I got 837 hours out of Nightingale. So even though, you know, it had a rocky start, I recommend it in the sense that I really enjoyed it as is. Do I think it's going to hit a 1.0 eventually? Maybe. But it's going to take a very long time once it does, assuming that it does. Yeah, the Nightingale, hold on, I missed a few. Sorry, I missed a few responses. It's also like advertisement for indie games who have no ad money. Exactly. I'm gonna, oh, I already read that. Yeah, the Nightingale launch disaster, really unfortunate. Yeah, like, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Nightingale has a situation where, you know, it's in development for like, I hate to say 10 years, but who knows at this point, right? Imagine the game is in development for like 10 years and it has like a No Man's Sky level comeback. Like, I hope that one day I can just like, you know, come on stream and be like, guys, it's 1.0, let's go. Like, I would be so hyped for that, but it's just like, oh, it hurts me, man. I see it. I love the game as it is. I just want them to like fix like the little bugs, add a little bit more, you know, little improvement, better performance, you know, and it'll be like, mwah, like chef's kiss, perfect. You seen the post that says Pocket Pair trademark Palworld online? What? I didn't see that. Is that real? Damn. What does that mean? Palworld online. I mean, that's interesting. It makes you wonder, like, what do they have in mind? Like, are they making an MMO? Like, I mean, I guess with all the publishing they've done lately, they could feasibly, possibly do that, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, I assume they're trying to get 1.0 out first, and then they already announced a card game. Well, no, they announced Pal Farm. They announced a card game. They announced, even before that, some kind of dating sim, which I don't know why anyone would possibly want to purchase that, but dear Lord help me. Oh, but you know what? I'm not here to judge. If you like that kind of stuff, great. But yeah, could be just be future proofing. I think that's more likely, Spidey. Wasn't it? Is it April Fools? No. So when they announced that game, that was the like pal sim dating game or whatever. I forget what it's called. I think it was like Pal Friends or something. I don't remember. But you know what? Let me look it up. Oh god, now you guys have got me looking up the name of this crazy game. It was Pal Friends or something? No. Let me see. Pocket Pair. Let's see what games they have. 14 games. What the hell? Oh, that's right, because they've been publishing a few different games. What is upcoming releases? Pal World, More Than Just Pals. That game, that is not a joke. That is real. That is a real thing that they're gonna be working on. Or I'm pretty sure that in the last update they confirmed that they're actually going to make the game, but they need time, essentially. Because when they first posted it, it was like the day before, I think, April Fool's last, oh no, 2 years ago or last year, something like that. And people were like, it's not April Fool's, I'm scared, like in the comments. And then we have Pal Farm, which people are really excited about. And then of course you have the card game, which doesn't even sorry, the card game doesn't even have a Steam page yet. So I suspect we're probably not going to see any progress on any of these other games until Power World 1.0 has launched. And then after that, who knows? Because like I said, they've been doing some publishing. I think that their move to start publishing games was probably one of the smartest business decisions they've probably made in ever. Like, I mean, that and the free advertisement from the Nintendo lawsuit is just like wonderful. I don't know if Power World would be as popular as it is if Nintendo hadn't sued them, to be completely honest. But it was still fun. I mean, that's not to take away from the game itself. It's definitely a fun game. Hello, Avexia Gray. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? But yeah, that's a real thing. Those games, you know, they're working on it. They're cooking. All right. So that, you know, like I said, there's so many games. Another game that seems to be doing really well through the early access phase, Enshrouded. I personally could not really get into it. I've tried it a few times, you know, trying to, you know, play solo. I played with a friend once. It just, I don't know, guys. Like, for some reason, like, Enshrouded just doesn't really speak to me, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure, like, what it is about the game that I just don't really vibe with. Not to say it's a bad game, it's just not my style, I guess. But yeah, so Enshrouded is another game that's gotten a lot of, you know, benefit from the early access phase. Which one is that? Enshrouded is the one where there's like this big fog mist thing that's like deadly if you go in it for too long, and there's like parts of the map that are all like covered in this shroud stuff, and you can only spend a certain amount of time in the shroud. But like the game has an almost, I don't want to say like medieval, maybe kind of slower medieval vibe to it, where you have different classes, so you can be like a mage. I think you can do mage, healing, ranged, like an archer, I think. I think like a berserker kind of build. I think they recently added long swords to the game, if I remember correctly, and there was also like they also somewhat recently added a patch where they have a lot of like underwater stuff, and they have like this new area or something where it was like you can build like underwater houses and all these things. That was somewhat sorry, that was somewhat new. I think that came out earlier this year or something like that. But yeah, that's the Enshrouded. That game actually came out around the same time that Nightingale came out. I think they came out like within days of each other or something like that, or like a couple weeks or something. But yeah, that's Enshrouded. Hello, Akron, the Devourer, Eater of Worlds, Destroyer of the Universe. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. I know I'm like yapping, but you know, I figure I had a little time, so you know, I just kind of want to give some examples of like the kinds of games I think of like when I hear like early access, and then I think, okay, well, you know, there's an actual purpose for that, you know, like there's a purpose. There's a purpose. All right. Next we have Pulsari official gameplay trailer. Can wishlist it on Steam. Pulsari is a precision rhythm arcade game. Ooh, rhythm arcade game where the music doesn't begin until you earn it. Strike beats from 4 directions to build each track layer by layer. Keep the combo alive, unlock the sound, and survive the pressure, because one miss can tear the music apart. Ooh, okay. Doing okay? Any John Spidey jump scare? No. No, Akron. No jump scares yet. Okay. Luckily. Hopefully never. Anyway, let's check it out. You know, it's funny. I've seen I think the only time I've ever seen a game that kind of did something like this, I want to say is, oh, what's the name of it? I want to say Deltarune had like a part in one of its like levels that had something like this, where you stood in the middle and like it had like projectiles coming to the center. Like this reminds me a lot of that for some reason. It's interesting to see just kind of a gradual build up. I have so many questions, but I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play. This game looks hard, to be honest. I feel like this game is one of those games that like is super simplistic initially, but as you go on, it's like a nightmare. Like I don't know why, like I'm getting these vibes of like this game's gonna be really hard by the time you get to those like later levels. But what I want to know is if this game is, well, actually, hold on. So Pulsari, is it going into early access, or let me check. We go and check the Steam page. Oh, Pulsari. Okay, so Pulsari is, no, it doesn't look like it's going to be early access. It looks like it's just going to come out. And apparently it's going to be 41 tracks, 5 sets, and 1 growing obsession. Interesting. It's not a rhythm game about surviving to the end. The prize is the trance state. Okay. For players who chase the moment after thinking stops. This feels more like a kind of therapeutic kind of game, like the kind of game where you play when you're like kind of wants to check out and you want to just kind of play with shapes without thinking about it. Like I feel like it's, I don't know, like it's so simplistic, it makes me wonder like how much of this game, like how many hours of this game can someone realistically get through without like picking up something else, you know what I mean? Like are they going to add like a custom level maker or something? Because like that's kind of crucial for rhythm games, like being able to bring in your own music and like design your own levels or something. Like if that becomes a thing, I think this game might be okay. It just seems really like almost overly simplistic, and that kind of worries me a bit. Because everything looks the same. Like here, it's just, oh look, it's a yellow circle, and then like over here, it's still a yellow circle, but like the sides are red. You know, it's almost I would say that this game just comes off as more simplistic than even Thumper, and that's pushing it, because Thumper is at least it has the high speed stakes where like if you mess up, you know immediately you messed up and you're immediately punished for it, whereas this game seems to have you kind of build up and then you enjoy the music and you're just vibing, which is fine. I mean, it's fine if it's just one of those vibing kind of games, but there's nothing about it that like makes me say, hey, this game stands out, I want to play it. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing about it that makes me say, oh, this is visually interesting. Like I would even say that there needs to be more depth to the gameplay than this, because it's like too simple. Even if it's hard, it's too simple, like in concept, I think. Like if every level looks like this, I don't think I'm compelled to purchase, if that makes sense. And remember guys, I have a lot of rhythm games on my roster. Like sorry, not my roster, my library. Okay, like I play a lot of rhythm games, and this is not compelling. So I don't know. Like it doesn't seem terrible. 42 tracks is a lot. I just don't know if this is for me. Like it almost like, okay, one last thing I want to bring up. If I stream a game like this and some random person stops by the stream and they see that I'm playing this game, do you think they're going to stick around? I don't. Like this has like the opposite effect as something like Dead is Disco, whereas Dead is Disco is just visually interesting. It has like a cool, you know, feel to it. It has cool factor, visual effects, really flashy, interesting. The music's, you know, really fun and enjoyable, you know. Whereas like this game is just almost like a trance. Like I feel like you play this while you're like intoxicated. This is not like, I feel like this is not a game for a sober person. Is that wrong of me to say? Like I don't know, man. It would look cool if the base more visual, like Tetris effect. There was another game that kind of has like an arcade style. I can't remember exactly. Oh god. I can't remember the name of the game, but it was like you kind of control a ship, I guess, but there were like shapes coming toward you and you had to shoot the shapes, but like in an arc. And it was really old school. I remember playing it on like an old Windows computer, so I don't remember. This is for people with too much free time. I wouldn't even say that. Like you can, I mean, I feel like there's a better use of your free time. You know what I mean? After playing all the recent rhythm games, what is there to see here? Yeah, like like I said, I don't really see the appeal of this game. Like, yeah, you know, like I think the base is fine. I think there just needs to be more elements. So like maybe the color of the squares means something, right? Like maybe if the square is red, you have to press and hold or something. Like add a little bit of like dynamic feel to it. But based on what I've seen here, it's way too simplistic. This is just like Jeremy Jam's movie review. This is good once you're drunk. Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, I think unless you're drunk or high, this is probably not the game for you. Like, like, okay, like, okay. All right, guys, I have a confession. I have a confession. There are certain games in my Steam library that I only play while I'm high. Okay, there's certain ones that, like, because I don't drink, right? There's certain ones, all right, where I'm just like, this is it, right? Like for me, Thumper, while you're like not 100% there, is like a whole psychedelic experience. Okay, I will tell you, I highly recommend Okay, I'm not recommending. Okay, don't do drugs, guys. But I highly recommend. All right, Thumper if you're not sober. Okay, if you are intoxicated or under the influence of something, I highly recommend playing Thumper as your rhythm game of choice. It's difficult, it's fast, but it's just flashy enough that your brain just like lights up, bro. I'm telling you, it's like it's a psychedelic experience. How many mushrooms do you recommend? Oh, I don't do shrooms. I don't do shrooms, man. I never tried shrooms. Sorry. Sorry. Never. Yeah, never do it. Never. Well, okay, I can't speak on shrooms. Never done shrooms, but you know, don't do anything hard, okay? Don't do any hard substances. That's all I'll say. But I do not recommend. All right. But if for some reason, like I said, you know, you're not sober, I recommend Thumper. That is the game of choice for me when my brain has melted into my skull. Okay, that is the game. I think another good one to try while your brain has melted into your skull would be Rhythm Stones, but I don't play Rhythm Stones only while, you know, not sober, if that makes sense. Rift is very difficult while not sober, but it's possible. Trying to think if there's any other rhythm games I'd recommend. Oh, Steel Century Groove is another good one while you're not sober. Okay, I recommend that one as well. It uses a little bit of brain power, but you can choose different mechs so you can coast, right? Anyway, I'm getting off topic now, but my point is, this is not a game you enjoy while sober. It's just not. It's too bland. What do the comments say? There's no comments. Okay, well, it was just posted on May 10th, so it's unfortunate. I think they literally could have like added a theme to this, like maybe instead of a circle, just a circle, they could have, I don't know, made you into like a cute blob or something, and then just have you like interact with like fruits or candy or something coming from the different sides, and it would have been a much more interactive experience than this. Like literally any kind of effort would have you know, done better here. But that's just my 2 cents. All right, I'll be nice. All right, next we have Hyper Yuki Snowboard Syndicate official gameplay trailer. Let's see. Don't miss the gameplay trailer for Hyper Yuki Snowboard Syndicate, an anime arcade snowboarding game developed by Wabi Sabi. Oh my god, that's a tongue twister of a name if I ever seen one. Wabi Sabi. What kind of name is that? That's so funny. Wabi Sabi Games. At least it's memorable. Players will master the slopes across a snowy mountain against fierce competition. Master tricks, explore vibrant slopes, and take aim for the highest score. Hyper Yuki Snowboard Syndicate is coming soon to PC on Steam. All right, let's check it out. Oh my god, I'm getting like PS1 vibes, bro. What is this? It's like the graphics just like immediately kind of push me into like PS1, almost PS2 vibes. Like, wow, that's it, just getting nostalgia feels. Wow. We are about to go. You know, there's another game out there that I have a friend who plays another game that's kind of similar to this one, another snowboarding game. I do not remember the name of it, but it kind of reminds me of this, or this reminds me of that. I'd have to ask him what game it was. Link your tricks, stack points. Don't bail. All right. Finish big and get the gold. You know, this is tasteful. Like, it has that old school, like, nostalgia feel to it because of the graphics, but it seems solid. I mean, you can't really... I mean, I haven't played that many games that are like snowboarding or anything like that. But it's very colorful, it's stylistic, it's memorable. It's, you know, interesting. It's not bad. It kind of makes me wonder, like, what about this game is going to stand out against the other games in its genre? Like, who is going to buy this instead of, like, insert whatever game is the most popular right now in this genre? Because I know this is like an entire genre of games where it's like, you know, snowboarding or skateboarding or hoverboarding or something like that. And sometimes it'll be like racing. Sometimes it's just doing tricks. There's definitely an audience for this. I'm not too familiar with these kinds of games, but it makes me wonder, like, you know, what about this game is going to be the unique or like selling point of this game? Because there's nothing, like, I don't see anything here that hasn't been tried and tested. You know what I mean? Like, I see, like, everything I see here is tried, tested, and proven to work. It seems like a very safe game on the surface, but like I said, I personally don't really play a lot of these kinds of, like, you know, snowboarding, skateboarding, you know, kind of games. So I wouldn't know, but it looks cool. So I'll give it that. It looks cool. I like the style. The graphics are interesting in 2026 to see these graphics. It's such a nostalgic, like, feel, like, you know, it's not bad. It's just like, it's almost like low poly, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I think that's the word I'm trying to think of, but, and of course you have your different riders that all have their different, you know, kinds of stuff. You have your rank. Oh, it looks like there's a leveling system, so that's interesting. So you might have a reason to do some replayability stuff. You know, what happens when you gain those stats? Like, do you just get better stats as you level, or do you get, like, anything? Which then kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like, don't you want, like, certain riders to be different? Like, I don't know. It seems kind of odd. You know, same thing with here. Like, it seems like your game, I will say, though, it has a lot of, you know, just kind of cool, like, feels to it. It's not a bad thing, I would say. Stylistically, very nice. Shred the line on 9 sick tracks. Only 9 tracks seems really low. I don't... Is it coming out in early access, or is this coming soon to PC? Let me see. So this game is called Hyper Yuki. 9 tracks seems kind of low. Let's see. Snowboard Syndicate. This is... Hold on. Coming soon. Yeah, I don't see anything here saying that it's going to be early access. It looks like it's going to be a full release, but I don't know, 9 tracks off the bat just seems like very few. Like, I feel like for a game in 2026, if you have tracks of any kind, whether it be a racing game or, you know, something where you do tricks or something, I would assume that you would want a track that, like, at least 12 tracks, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm nitpicking. I'll leave it alone, but like I said, looks good. Kind of nostalgia feeling, and it's definitely interesting. All right, here we go. Next we have Forever. Early access out now. So this is a game that I saw someone mention. I don't remember if it's Dongzi who mentioned it. I could be wrong. Like in the community, like the YouTube community tab, because there's like a, you know, we have our little community thing now. And they were asking about this game, and I didn't actually see the trailer for it. I just kind of looked it up and saw pictures, if that makes sense. It seems interesting, but apparently this game is getting like good reviews and stuff. Like, people are really liking it. And I think it's like an MMO. Let's see. Far Seekers, it's time to forge your legend. Forever, the online action RPG set in a vast fantasy open world is here. Explore wild landscapes and epic dungeons, craft powerful gear, and carve your path through dynamic combat and playful platforming, solo or with friends. Out now, early access on Steam. Okay, let's check it out. It's an indie MMO. Ooh, that combination's a little like, ooh, oh god. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I see MMO and indie in the same like universe, it's like I start sweating, you know, because I just think back to Nightingale. I'm like, oh no. But you know, maybe I'm just getting a little nervous for no reason. Let's see. Let's check it out. Okay, so it looks like there's like bosses and stuff you can fight with other players. Seems simple enough. All right. I mean, it looks pretty standard. What's weird about this game is it kind of has a very blocky feel to it, kind of like Akron, I think, pointed out in his like emotes there. Like, it has a very blocky feel to it. See, yeah, very bad rep for MMO these days. Yeah, like, I think part of the problem is that like MMOs a lot of times will kind of bank on how they perform initially, and sometimes it's like, you know, fight or flight, and that's a really unfortunate situation. Also, I just realized I missed some redeems. Sorry about that. Thank you, Spidey, for the hydrate 43 minutes ago. I appreciate it. Thank you for that stretch, and thank you for that headpat. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hydrate. What did you do? And the stretch from Masha Droid Arinsu. That was 24 minutes ago. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Pretty good, but still some bugs, but surprisingly stable. Wow, okay. Seems simple enough, hahaha. With MMOs, it's worse than herding cats because people don't want to read or can't read. Damn. Multiplayer dungeon still needs work. Yeah, I can imagine. You know, I feel like MMOs always have like a lot of really challenging things that they have to kind of work around. So, you know, understanding server size, what server size is appropriate for the game, you know, being able to reduce lag in as many possible ways as you can, you know, making sure your servers are stable so people can just enjoy the game. And then on top of that, the game has to be fun. So you have a lot of like, I don't know, I feel like MMOs are particularly challenging to make work, if that makes sense, at least in my opinion. Overall, what I'm seeing here, not bad. Seems pretty straightforward. The world seems kind of like blocky almost. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Hytale with like the visuals, but I think it's fine. I think it's good enough, right? You know, you have your environments. At least the environments look really nice. Overall, I think they are, you know, reasonable. And I would assume that a game like this in this style would probably not have a terrible load on a low spec PC, and maybe that's what they're going for here. Who knows? Multiplayer, oh, I just read that. It plays good solo or with small group. Movement is good. Nice. Yeah, see, that's another thing too, movement. Also, hello Isekai dude, welcome to the chat. How you doing? Environment has verticality. Yep. That's something else to keep in mind. You see how the trees are like kind of like square and rectangular, you know? It's interesting. It's a choice. It's definitely a choice. But yeah, not bad. It plays good, Xolo. Wink. Oh god. Now you're gonna get me laughing. Hold on. Sorry, I had a bad cough there. Alright, I'm good. Yeah, but overall, not bad. Is this a game I would play? Probably not. Part of the reason for me is that I just don't have time to play an MMO right now, to be honest. Sorry. Oh my god, I'm like dying now. Yeah, I just don't have time to get into an MMO right now. But it looks nice. Looks promising. And the boss fights look nice too. So, I'll take it. Alright, next we have Dracula, the Disciple official announcement trailer. Apparently this was from NACON Connect 2026. Is NACON supposed to be like North America Con? Or I don't know. I've never heard of this. Anyway. Here's your look at the Dracula Disciple announcement trailer for this upcoming puzzle adventure game from Cyanide Studio. Wow. In at least the name's memorable. I say that about like every dev, it feels like. In Dracula, the Disciple, occult knowledge is your only path to immortality. Dracula, the Disciple will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X, and Steam. Play as Emile Valombres, a dying French archivist drawn to Dracula's abandoned stronghold in search of a cure. Explore a gothic castle filled with mystical puzzles, forbidden experiments, alchemical secrets, and dark rituals left behind by the Count himself. Master occult tools, grow supernatural ingredients, perform ancient rites, and uncover the truth behind vampiric transformation. But salvation comes at a terrible price. To cheat death, you must become something else. Ooh, ominous. Nacon, LOL. How are they still getting publishing deals? What? I don't know. I don't even know who they are, to be honest. All right, here we go. Let's check it out.
Remember, you must die. I heard those words once. And I refused to believe them. I clung to a fragile hope that eternity might be found here. Every room seems to hide a presence.
Damn, this guy's coughing like me.
I do not flee from death. I study it. I persist. I experiment. I begin to understand science, sorcery, heresy, all bleed into one. I did not conquer death. I became its disciple.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay. He became its disciple. That's an interesting idea. You know, imagine you're going through this castle by yourself, trying to learn all the forbidden arts and all the things you shouldn't know. That's an interesting concept. Interesting. I like this. I think this is a potential, I don't know. This could be a potentially good good release. But I'm not really sure. And when does it say it's releasing?
I did not conquer death. I became.
Hold on. Did it say at the end when it's releasing? It just says wishlist now. This might be a first-person game. I'm not entirely sure. We didn't get any gameplay really. Just, you know, an announcement and a cinematic kind of announcement. Let's see. When you have some time, look up the sinking city fiasco with Nakon. Really? Okay, well, I will look into that later. Interesting. All right. Next we have Loya. Not lawyer. Loya. Official announcement trailer. Take a look at the Loya announcement trailer for the upcoming open world survival RPG. Command walking fortresses to battle giant monsters. Play alone or bring your friends to explore, farm, fight, build, and craft to unravel the mysteries of Loya. Loya will be available on PC. Okay. Let's check it out. What? A walking platform? That's odd. Oh, it's a moving house. Okay. You know, this game reminds me a lot, like visually, of a loft. Like just the way that the wooden planks are kind of set on the platform. It just reminds me a lot of that game. It's a big golem. House moving castle? Yeah, basically. Oh, we can fly? All right. Okay. Now you have my attention. Together with your friends. Together with your friends. I read it twice for some reason. Okay. You got combat with your house. That's interesting. So I'm guessing that you're probably going to have some kind of like PvP aspects potentially in a game like this. Unless you're just like attacking these like creatures for parts. I don't know. There's probably some objective we're not aware of. Oh no! It's a big rock. Oh, here we go. Challenge the Titans. Interesting. Okay. All right, first impressions on this one. I like it. I like the art style. It's simple. I like the fact that your house is kind of walking around and moving, and eventually you can fly. Eventually you can do combat with your home. I mean, I can only imagine the level of like planning or strategy you can employ here to like make a formidable fortress that also floats. I mean, that's really cool. And then you're fighting these like huge giants, like the Titans, right? I like this concept overall. It seems very, it seems kind of immersive. I like this. I want Howl's Moving Castle skin, right? You know, I've never seen that movie. Like I saw maybe like, I want to say the beginning of it, and then I never got to the rest. Oh well. Let's see. This fucking thing can fly, I guess so. You're interested now? Yeah, same. Moving fortress battle, yeah. It's interesting. Imagine like you're fighting with your friend in like a PvP scenario and you're like, my house is better than your house. Oh, really? Then shall we have a house battle? You know, I can imagine how fun that would be. Thank you for the hydrate. What did you do in the stretch, Majin? That's very nice of you. Pennies from Purgatory. Thank you for the, oh boy. Thank you for the, hold on a second, it closed on me. Thank you for the kicks, Akron. I appreciate it. It's very nice of you. And apparently Akron has unlocked the Kicks starter achievement and the Alert Storm achievement. Okay. Well, didn't know that was a thing, but congratulations, Akron. These achievements are things that I didn't even know existed. But that's cool. I appreciate it. There's also let's see, we have Invincible versus, oh, I think this is the fighting game, right? Like, isn't this like a fighting game for Invincible? I'm actually currently watching Invincible. I'm only like a handful of episodes in though, so no spoilers, okay? Hopefully. Invincible versus revealed in an all-new character in the revealed an all-new character in the Invincible universe, Elemental. I like that name. She joins the roster of 18 base fighters coming to the 3v3 tag fighting game on PS5 April 30th in 2026. Content may contain inappropriate for children. All right, well, there's no children here, so here we go.
You don't know my name now, but you will once this is over.
Who is she? She may be some minor Earth hero.
My name is Elemental. You seem pretty cool, but that won't stop me from kicking your ass.
Call this minor?
Here's a solution. Go away. Let me show you what the elements can do.
She's cool. I like her. You know, she reminds me a lot of the Elementalist in V Rising. Oh god, what was her name? My brain is like fried. Oh my god. What was her name again? Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot her name. I'm so embarrassed. Oh well, continuing. She's like the Avatar, bro.
You want to skate?
Damn, roasted. This is cool. This is cool. I mean, I wonder how this game is gonna be because, you know, the fighting looks pretty solid. You know, I don't see anything crazy, but we also didn't see much. We only saw like 2 characters on the screen, and only one of them was really attacking, so, I mean... That's interesting. That's cool though. I like this. I like the design too. I like that she has like an earthy okay, so like let's look at her outfit, right? Oh my god, what is that stretch? You see that? Like when she swings, her like torso completely contorted. Hold on. Where is it? Right there? Right there. Yeah, you see how like she's like, that's so weird. The stretch there on the animation. Anyway, I like her design. Like I like that she has like, you know, kind of earthy tones for her outfit, right? So you know it has something to do with like earth. But she's also kind of has like this asymmetrical, you know, shape to her where like one hand is kind of like fiery, the other hand is like watery. And then you got like wind attacks and stuff. Like her hair looks like she went through a wind tunnel. Like, this is cool. Magic in fighting game is nice. Yeah, it definitely comes off as like some kind of like magic. It's cool. She is new Captain Planet. Oh, that's funny. How we expect the Avatar to fight exactly. Did she use fire attacks? Yeah, she used a fire attack. She had so like, actually we can see it again. Is it here or hold on? She roasted his ass at the end. There we go, right here. Yeah, roasted. But yeah, I like this. I like this. This looks cool. Kind of curious about the game. I hope it's good. We're like Captain D Planet. Oh my god. I see a finisher. Yeah, I think so. It looks cool. I like it. All right, next we have Mixtape. This is probably one of the trailers that I've had a couple people kind of bring up to me, be like, "Hey, are you sorry, are you gonna get mixtape, right? Like I've had questions about it. I vaguely remember a long time ago on another Trailer Tuesday watching the reveal trailer for this game. So I'm kind of curious to see what is coming out of that. Also, the publisher, I believe, for this game is the same publisher for People of Note. So I don't know. I'm interested. We'll see. This is the game IGN give this 10 out of 10. Really? Oh no. If IGN's giving this game a 10 out of 10, I'm kind of concerned, low-key, but we'll see. We'll see.
Tonight, we're invited to Camille Cole's beach party. It's the tits, it's the jam. Everyone's gonna be there. College kids, rich kids, athletes, horse girls, skaters. It's teenage high society. Right now, we have no booze, but we do have some leads. We'll start at my house, then on to Cassandra's, free drinks at our secret hideout, then arrive beachside at 9:45 p.m.
No way.
I did it last time.
I look like a child. I can't hand over money with these little hands. Slater, you do it. You're the one with the mustache.
Hold on, let me read this. This game is AstroTurf as fuck. Not this game. I still need to get the disgusting kissing gameplay out of my head. What? Kissing gameplay? I need an eyes bleach after that? Really? Okay, that's weird.
Go eat it!
You are expelled, Stacy Crawford.
If I find you at that party, and I will find that party, you'll spend 24 hours in detention. I promise you that.
What are we gonna do? What's demanded of us? It's the cops.
Be chill, it's chill.
Are they gone?
Oh my god. I know that feeling, man. I had that happen to me one time where like I was driving somewhere and a cop just like, you know, suddenly appeared and I was like sweating. And then I just realized, oh, they were not there for me. And then I was like, oh, thank God. And then I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Let's see. Gameplay. Is this game really that memed? Like, what's happening?
This year, I want to ride a flaming stallion of delinquency.
Most of the time, I'm wondering if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? To have the optimal teenage experience.
Dinosaurs? What the hell?
Teenage experience is unobtainable.
Trio of young adults have driven a shopping cart onto the island.
You know what this reminds me of? Like, it's kind of reminds me of like that scene in Unbeatable when you're getting chased by the cops and you're just like, you know, reflecting all the shots that they're going after you with. Like, oh my god.
Okay, something's happening. Almost. Woo! Back in business, baby.
Loud sounds
So everything we've seen here for this trailer, it just seems like one big cinematic. We saw very little gameplay, it feels like, unless like the game is just like cinematic with gameplay embedded in a way that's not obvious. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Yeah, the music is nice. I'll give it that. The music is nice. It just seems almost like... I guess the thing that worries me about this game is that it feels like it's trying to be like super edgy for the sake of edginess. You know, like it feels like a, how do I say this? it feels like the game is constantly reminding you like who the characters are or like what, you know, the theme is, but I don't really understand what the point is. Like, is it just like, is the whole game revolving around preparation for that night, or is it like, you know, do you have to play the game over and over again for like different endings? Like, how does that work? Like, is there, like, I don't know, like I didn't really see a lot of gameplay. It just felt like cutscene transitions. The music was fine, but I don't really, like, I don't know why the game was called Mixtape based on this. Like, it seems like a misplaced name almost with this trailer. Like, I don't, like, how'd you get Mixtape out of this? Is it like that they're in the car a lot, and when they're in the car they put in a mixtape and that's like the whole like binding part of the story? Like, is that what it is? Or like, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I feel like this is one of those trailers where I'm left with more questions than answers, and it's not a good thing per se. At the same time, I don't see anything that like particularly makes me go, oh my god, this is gonna be the worst game ever. But I'm just kind of like, where's the gameplay? You know, like, I'm not really sure. Let's see. Yeah, there is no gameplay, very story driven. I'm convinced that game journalists are just people who want to review movies and politics but aren't skilled enough to do either. So they LARP as journalists and LARP as gamers, and they aren't skilled enough to do that either. Maybe. I think someone posted a gameplay walkthrough and he didn't touch a controller the entire time. It played itself? What? It's meh. Okay, like, if that's true, where like they didn't even touch the controller and the game just played itself, that's low-key concerning, because it's not a game at that point. Fuck, mobile games with auto gameplay have you do more. Jesus. Damn. That bad, huh? I don't know, man. It's just a movie, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this game, like, this trailer didn't really do a good job of like setting up expectations. Like, okay, you have like edgy teens constantly, you know, having police summoned because of their very presence. Maybe they're up to no good, but I didn't feel like there was any like compelling reason to play the game. I don't know. This isn't a fucking game, it's a shitty movie. Fuck me. This makes me want to pick up a bottle now, and I hate alcohol. Damn. An imitation of life trying to imitate another imitation of life. Damn, you guys are roasting this game. Okay, what do the comments say? I gotta read the comments. You don't even need to check the early life section in Wikipedia. Damn. They don't know 90s kids. Damn. As someone who was actually a teen in the 90s, this is not what anyone looked like. What the fuck? Yeah, this is what, oh, that's what they were going for? Oh no. Oh no. Like, yeah, look at their outfits. This is like 2000s. This is not 90s. What? That's weird. As someone who, oh, sorry. Thank Larry Ellison and his billions for this indie game. Jesus Christ. Be an industry plant that Mixtape would be proud of? What the fuck? Oh, look, a Nepo game. Yikes. Welcome back. Life is strange. Damn. This only means one thing. The Concord verse is expanding. Concord verse. What the fuck? I think the entire game is actually a cutscene for an actual game yet to be released. Oh my god. Damn, the comments are like roasting. This feels like a 30-year-old millennial high school fulfillment fantasy. Y'all weird as fuck. Damn. I'm not wasting my money on this thing. They called it a thing. Wow. Writing a stallion of delinquency. Yeah, I don't understand that either. My I'm excited for this to be pulled from stores due to licensing issues. The Concordian timeline claims another. Damn. I watched the entire trailer and still have no idea what kind of game this is. It looks like an animated movie. Is it a walking simulator? Yikes. Wow. Nepo Babies 90s Poor Kid Fantasy. What a joke. Holy shit. Wow, what a cool movie. So where's the gameplay? What does it do? I like Annapurna. I like Annapurna a lot, and a lot of their games are hidden gems, so I'll try this for sure. Yikes. This is the only like nice comment. And to be fair, like I haven't played many of their games. I've only played People of Note and I liked it, so I don't know, man. I'm cheering for the cop. That's so bad. What the fuck? The 90s look nothing like this. Yeah. If this was supposed to be the 90s, the outfits are totally off. The outfits are off. The language is off. I didn't even know that watching this. Like I didn't even know that's what this was supposed to be. Like that is so bizarre. Like literally no one dressed like this. Like this is just weird. Like I don't understand. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Now I'm even more lost. This was the only gameplay I saw, the whole trailer. This right here. Baseball. Baseball. Oh my god. This game is a true blue legit example of the phrase switch to porn because it was easier to explain. They did such a poor job researching the 90s. They don't even know how the cassette tape works. Holy shit. Wait, correction. This movie. Damn. That's bad. All right, next. Embark. Oh, sorry. This one is called Wild Heart, official reveal trailer. Embark on the bite-sized campaigns in this co-op action RPG set in a rustic fantasy world. Start from nothing and freely build your character as you investigate rumors, explore strange ruins, and survive the dangers threatening the fallen kingdom of Carwin. I hope I said that right. Oh my god, I can't word today. All right, let's check it out.
The old stories never spoke of heroes standing alone. They spoke of paths walked together, of firelight shared beneath cold stars. Check your packs and step back into places the world has tried to forget.
You know, this reminds me a lot of like Dungeons and Dragons. Like I used to play Dungeons and Dragons online. I think that was like the first MMO I ever played, honestly, and this was like, oh man, years ago, right? Like many years ago. And you know, this reminds me a lot of it. Like not so much graphically, I would say. It's like definitely a different style, but like the traps and stuff, it reminds me a lot of that. Okay, we got quest progression. Okay, hold on. Let's look at that outfit change real quick. Let's look at it. All right, so let's go back to the before. Okay, before probably level 1 gear. After level 10, maybe. I don't know. It's a little better. I'll take it. It's not bad. So like what I'm trying to figure out is this a game where you play as like a group and it like maybe a small group of people, like maybe up to 3 players or something in a party, and you just kind of like do quests and stuff, or like how does that work? Like co-op game, you think? Maybe. Ooh. All right, we have some crafting here. We got a little bit of cooking. Something I'm not particularly skilled at, but interesting. So, does the base have like a health bar or a shield based on like its prosperity or something? Like, how does that work? Oh, that looks fun. Wake up, Xolo, we need to cook. Oh no. No cooking stream. Okay, so this image has 4 players, so I'm guessing it's up to 4-player co-op, maybe? I mean, it seems good enough. I mean, I don't really have a strong opinion on this one, to be honest. Yeah, it's a bite-sized campaigns in this co-op action RPG fantasy world. Yeah, it might be fun with a small group of friends, if you have friends. I wonder like how good the solo game would be. I don't know. And apparently this game was on Kickstarter, so that's interesting. It definitely has like kind of like indie vibes to it, like just the overall like texturing and the lighting and stuff, you know, kind of screams like small dev, but not in a bad way. It has its charm. I don't know. I think this was probably one to maybe try out if you have a solid small group of friends you want to play with. I don't know how this would even be like solo, like if you could even play this game solo. I would assume not. If you have friends, beg if they're what? Big if they're bruh. You know, to be fair, that's accurate. Looks fun to try. Yeah, it might be fun to try if you have like friends who want to, you know, play it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Akron, like I see games like this and I'm like, damn. I don't have friends. What are friends? What is this? Does imaginary count? If they can hold a controller and press buttons, yeah. If they can play along, maybe. But yeah. And then of course in this frame I see a horse here, so I wonder if there's going to be like mounts and stuff in the game. You know, just little things like that. Kind of curious about, but this looks like it could be fun. I feel like this is the kind of game that like you kind of have to like play to really have a strong opinion on, because there's just so many like things you're just not going to know based on a trailer. And I feel like this game doesn't really give any like immediate like red flags or anything like that. It looks promising, I'll give it that. Let's see, my friends stopped talking to me after I take schizomet. What? Is that true, Akron? Is that real? Like, has that actually happened for you? Oh my god. Well, it'd be like that sometimes, man. It'd be like that sometimes, you know. Medications can have different effects on people, and sometimes those effects are not always positive or negative, depending on your situation. So, damn. Well, anyway, we also have, how much time we got? We got about 20 minutes. I think I'm going to take a 5-minute break. And when I return, you're joking. I was saying the friends were in my... Oh, the friends were in your imagination? Oh, no. Oh, no. Rip. Yeah, the joke went right over my head, bro. I'm like, hey, God, I'm so sorry. You never know, man. I can't even like assume it's a joke, because like some people are like legit like dealing with these issues, so I just kind of like, you know, I'm like, you know, sorry to hear that, you know. That's my initial response, but that's fair. All right, yeah, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. I will be right back, and then I think when I come back I'll play some Rift to close out the stream, and I think we'll be good from there. All right, I'll be right back. Sit tight. All right, I am back. Hold on a second. Let me fix this. There we go. It was looking a little weird on my screen for a moment there, but I think we're good. Let me make sure I didn't miss any redeems. Thank you for the hydrate, PJ, and the stretch. I appreciate that. Also, welcome to the chat. How you doing? Necromancy. Exactly. Let me make sure I change my category on Steam. I forgot to do that. Here we go. One second. And sorry about that. I want to make sure I'm following the Twitch rules. Because if I don't, Twitch will be like, oh my god, you're in the wrong category. How dare you? Or whatever Twitch wants to do nowadays. I don't even know. Alright, we're good. I fixed it. Okay. And of course, we'll do same on Kick. In the meantime, if you guys have any song requests, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do those. Let's see, we have boom. Okay, we're good. Yeah, any song requests? See, you can never be wrong on the VTuber category. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, for Kick, I'm almost always on the VTuber category on Kick, unless like I'm playing a really popular game or something. Or a game with like actual viewership on Kick. Speaking of VTuber category, maybe we should play games that are sorry, not games, play tracks that are VTuber themed or something. I only have an A on this. Maybe I'll try this one. Alright, Gargura. Now that you mention it. Like I said, if anyone has a request, let me know.
3, 2, 1, let's rock! Awesome! I'm on fire!
I'm suddenly reminded of why I have an A in this one. I never play it. I almost never play this one. Holy crap. Alright, we can try one more time.
3, 2, 1, go!
Wow.
On a roll! Right on! Now we're talking. I'm on fire! In the zone. Awesome! In the zone. Now we're talking. Right on. I'm on fire!
Wow. Jesus Christ, that was a disaster. I miss Saba. That is a good warm-up. I guess it kind of is. I don't know. What do you mean Saba? Who's Saba?
Bad.
Wow, that was a new high score? Wow, that's bad. That was awful. Thank you for the headpat reaction viewer. Appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you also, Spidey, for the headpat. Very kind of you. Thank you. Much enjoyed to Rincey for the hydrate. I will do that quickly. And thank you for the stretch. What did you do? And the headpat. What did you do? Appreciate that. Oh, Saba or Gura. Saba equals Gura. Oh, I didn't know that, actually. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that that was like another name for her. I had no idea. Yeah, she graduated, right? Didn't she graduate a long time ago? I could be wrong. Like, I want to say she graduated right after the DLC came out. If I remember correctly. I like this one a lot. We'll go with this one. I think I'll play like 2 more songs.
3, 2, 1, go! On a roll! I'm on fire! In the zone. On a roll. Now we're talking.
Not bad. That was probably my best run. Or one of my best runs, I'd say. Not bad.
Nice.
Wow, see? New high score. Not bad. Dude, this game has Snake Eyes by Heiko Spell. No, but I have play dice. I can play dice. Want to do that one? I like this one. But yeah, I don't have Snake Eyes. I'm not doing Ahoy. That's crazy. I'll do play dice. And that'll be the end song for the stream.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Yeah.
Baby, how's your life? Are you living free? Let's forget everything and have some fun! Awesome! We just play dice! Baby, there's no need to think twice. Making your life, making your mind, making your spotlight. Get out from the hamster wheel and rule your life. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play dice!
Oh my god, no, I'm not failing it that early. That's crazy. Sorry. That was terrible.
Baby, how's your life? Are you living free? Let's forget everything and have some fun. Now we're talking. We just play dice. Baby, there's no need to think twice. Making your life, making your mind, making your spotlight. Get out from the hamster wheel and rule your life. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play dice. Now here I will recite to you the only thing that will hold true. YOLO is my ninja way. It's time to put those moves out on display. Don't stress about tomorrow when you got today. 理由去下下く今が先が大事からで誰も知らない人生創生中設定まして短いOn a roll Rush on to our groove 花火走らせまるでvenue No man can settle this ride No man can settle this ride No man can settle this ride Here we roll and here we cast and here we just play dice Gonna venture into my don't come by 先をね follow us almost so to we're dead Idiots are allowed infinite fun みんな自由じゃなきゃもったいない I'm on fire It's meant to lead our journey just begun If you hesitate on what to do That's a game over you are screwed 泣いても笑っても集中 Baby baby it's our time It's our time Choo 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 Here we roll like till we cast and till we just play dice Baby baby there's no need to think twice This is our night, this is our fight, this is our spotlight Before giving in, go show them your best try 後悔しちゃったらもう息切れない What you doing bro, go out and live your life 3, 2, 1, play dice Hey hey no day, baby don't care Hey hey no day, baby don't be scared Hey hey no day, baby don't care Yeah, sing baby
Hell yeah, let's go! Hell yes. Xolo thrown her, let's do that one. Xolo thrown her dice and ended on a 1. Oh my god. Yeah, at the beginning. That was awful.
The best
I'll take it. At least I got an S. You know what? Yeah, we'll give myself
Pennies from Purgatory.
a round of applause. Thank you so much for the kicks. That's very kind of you. All right. So that is the end. That is the last song of the stream. Before I go, let me do some quick closing announcements. Special thanks to the mods, as always, for being mods. I appreciate you. Special thanks to Akron for the kicks. Special thanks to Spidey for being here pretty much every stream. And I know that there's other people who are here pretty much every stream, but like I have a feeling that we're gonna see like another crazy like stream streak this week or something. So I'm just like mentally preparing for it at this point. We do not have any stream streaks today. I just checked. Okay, so it looks like we're good. We're good this time. S stands for sucking. Yeah, I mean, unless it's a plus. If I get an S plus, then it's like super, super duper amazing, right? Like that's what that stands for. Yep. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be playing Dead as Disco yet again. I know you guys are probably like, okay, like maybe you guys aren't sick of the gameplay, but I absolutely am like low-key obsessed with Dead as Disco right now. I just love it, man. It's the rhythm game that really just like scratches an itch that like you just can't explain, man. It's so good. It's so good. And they just came out with a hot fix for some bugs and stuff. There's some changes and there's like a couple of wonky things I'm still getting used to because I'm used to practicing with like certain bugs in mind, but now they don't like, it's a little different. It's a little different. No, we like to see you have fun. I hope so. I just really enjoy the game. It's a fun game and I'm getting so much better at it. So tomorrow I do plan to do some challenges though, like in Infinite Disco. So I've unlocked some challenges that are going to be a pain to deal with. So we will see how that goes. That being said, super excited. And then of course on Thursday, like I said, we're gonna be playing Hotel Architect, the 1.0 release. So I'm looking forward to the chaos and shenanigans that will happen then. For anyone who's not familiar with the game, it's basically a hotel management sim. That's basically the best way I could describe it, with comedy elements. So yeah. That's cool. And then of course, like I said earlier, if you are a YouTube member, you already have oh god. If you're already a YouTube member, you already have access to the latest YouTube video I just put out. It is a Winrose build. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff and you want to become a member, you get early access to new content and stuff like that. The only time you don't is if it's like something that has an embargo, or if it's like news or like time sensitive in that way, if that makes sense. Thank you for the bless you. If only there was a spider that plays an electric guitar there. Ugh. I don't even want to think about that, honestly. Jesus. Yikes. And then of course we have oh yeah, you also have a whole playlist of YouTube members only content you also have access to, so that's something to think about. I also have a whatchamacallit, what was it called? There's something else I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, the Winrose video, by the way, comes out on Thursday for everyone else. So if you're highly anticipating the content, don't worry, it'll be out later this week, so you can enjoy that. If you're over on the Twitch side and you happen to have Amazon Prime and you have not yet used your monthly Prime sub, I highly recommend using it on the channel. You get access to cool emotes, a channel badge, and you don't have ads while you're watching my stream. So, you know, those pesky Twitch ads are out of control, guys. You know, you get, sometimes it's better to just pay the tax. Maybe. I don't know. Then again, you could be a cool kid who's on Kick, and if you happen to be on Kick, that's totally fine too. And instead you can also subscribe there for the channel badge and emotes as well. And I forgot to mention this, but for members on the YouTube side, you also get those channel badge and emotes. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, feel free to sign up on either platform. And of course, if you are subscribed on any of those platforms, or if on YouTube you are a member, for example, you also got access to a discount code. If you're on Kick, you might have to reach out to me in order to get that discount code, but on YouTube you get it, and on Twitch I think it applies automatically. So yeah, and when I say discount code, I mean for the merch store. I do have a merch store. I almost never talk about it, but it exists, okay? I'll just casually throw that in there. By the way, the Winrose build that I posted, that I plan to have that build available on the Ko-Fi as well. I know many of you have downloaded like my V-Rising castles from the Ko-Fi in the past, so I'm going to be doing the same kind of thing for Winrose so that people can access it there as well. So yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Akron. Appreciate it. All the hype, right? But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will see you all tomorrow for some Dead as Disco. We're going to be hyper focusing, okay? I'm going to lock in. All right? I'm going to lock in. We're going to defeat every single challenge before us and maybe just do the boss fights for fun. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, Xolo out.